stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leave him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay-at-home Disney dad.
Disney's Lion King isn't just one of the best Disney movies ever made. Lion King is one of the best movies ever made, period. So Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, a Lion King sequel, hey, I'll stand up and defend that movie. Disney putting their spin on Romeo and Juliet, sure, I'll let them take me there. It wasn't all good, but there was some surprisingly decent stuff in Lion King 2. It wasn't as bad as everyone says it is. As my daughter and I power watch these old VHS tapes, there's an alarming number of straight-to-home video sequels. And you know what? I'll defend most of them against the common, all Disney sequels are trash cliche, but Lion King 1.5, I'm trying, Disney, I'm trying. You gotta give me something to work with. Lion King 1.5, first of all, nobody wants this. No one asked for this. Hey, I love Timon and Pumba as much as the next Lion King fan, but there's a reason they're supporting characters. I was curious who wrote this, so I looked it up, and a gentleman by the name of Tom Rogers is credited as the main writer for Lion King 1.5. And can you imagine being in that weekly meeting when they got word that a 3rd Lion King movie has to be written? And it takes place after the first one, but before the second one. And Pumbaa and Timon are the main characters. And it probably has to be done by Friday. So Tom Rogers, what have you done? And you know, I read that, as I wrote that, it was supposed to be like, Tom Rogers, what have you done? Like, what else have you written? But the way I read it the first time also applies. What have you done? Okay, Lady and the Tramp 2, Cinderella 2, Winnie and the Pooh, Springtime with Roo, Lion King 3, Emperor's New Groove 2, Little Mermaid 3, Ariel's Beginning. Mr. Rogers looks like a sequel writer. You know what? I imagine Tom being a really good guy who doesn't like politics at work and thinks he'll get the good writing assignments based on the quality of his writing, but he grits his teeth and doesn't complain as he keeps being assigned these rushed, uninspired sequels. Keep fighting the good fight, Tom. Okay, Lion King 1.5 was produced by the Australian branch of Disney Toon Studios, also known as Lion King 3 Hakuna Matata. Okay, when you say Lion King 3 Hakuna Matata, I gotta be honest, that sounds incredible. Spoiler, it tries. But this movie is not. Let's jump into it. We start with the opening sequence of the original Lion King, the opening sequence with the circle of life and the dangling baby, and I still claim this is the best opening sequence of any movie of all time. I'm talking non-Disney movies, all movies, best intro ever. But 5 seconds in, we get the Mystery Science Theater 3000 shot of Timon and Pumbaa's silhouettes watching the Lion King in a theater, and they stop the movie and they argue and they want to tell their story, and I'm already annoyed. If there's such a thing called Disney blasphemy, it's pausing the intro to the Lion King. Okay, we get an army of meerkats singing about digging a tunnel. Now, I'm not the best singer in the world. The song goes something like this. Unnecessary filler! Right off the top, we have filler. They're digging tunnels, and everyone is happy. Timon isn't there because apparently Timon's a complete bumbler, and yup, he shows up and collapses the tunnels by accident. But Timon wasn't a bumbler in The Lion King. Pumbaa was the bumbler. Timon was the smart one. You know what? It doesn't matter. We continue. He questions everyone's existence. We dig so we can hide, and we hide so we can dig. Dude, I feel ya. That's the true circle of life right there. His mom tells him that everything the light touches belongs to someone else, and they drop in an actual record scratch sound effect. That's 2 blasphemy bells. His mom sounds like Marge Simpson. Timon breaks the 4th wall and talks directly into the camera, and I wonder what he would really say to me if he really could communicate through my television. Curtis, you need to go back in time, save John Connor, and stop them from making this movie. It destroys us all. Timon is a complete bumbler, so it makes sense they suddenly leave him in charge of guard duty. Yup, let's let him be the one meerkat who is on lookout duty. The single meerkat that will alert the rest of them if a murderous hyena shows up, and within a minute, he's distracted, and he's singing, and 3 hyenas show up, and one says, oh boy, dinner and a show. Okay, I begrudgingly admit that's funny. The meerkats run and scatter, and another hyena says, just how I like them, scrambled, and a little bit runny. Damn it, that's also pretty clever. The meerkats are about to be eaten, and suddenly we are back to Mystery Science Theater 3000 as Pumbaa accidentally sat on the remote, and now they are watching the Home Shopping Network because he accidentally changed the channel. Okay, that's also kind of funny. Timon gets kicked out of the pack for being a bumbler and almost getting everyone eaten. He runs into Rafiki, and Rafiki is uncool in this movie for some reason. I'm not feeling him at all. He tells Timon, Hakuna Matata, so I guess that was really Rafiki's line. Timon meets Pumbaa and the friendship is forged. We're back at the beginning and they play the intro to the original Lion King again and talk over it again, so I'm annoyed twice. Or 3 times. They show up to the Simba raising ceremony and they're like in the back row miles away from Pride Rock. Hey, is that the monkey? What's he holding up? Who cares? It's not important. That's a joke because it actually was important. They push their way through the animals. Pumbaa's tummy's gurgling and then he farts. And Pumbaa farts and all the animals fall over, causing a chain reaction, making the crowd of animals up front think everyone in the back is bowing for Simba, but really they're falling over because Pumbaa farted. Okay, I legit turned the tape off and walked around my basement for a few minutes after seeing this. I really thought about running as fast as I could headfirst into the water heater, hoping when I woke up I would have forgotten what I just saw. Like, I was actually like running in place like a Flintstone about to take off, and my daughter hits me with, "Daddy, what you doing? Why you look like Disney pushed a rushed, uninspired script into animation department for a straight-to-home video VHS movie called Lion King 1.5 for no reason other than to punch the 90s kids in their nostalgia and squeeze out that last cent out of the franchise with another Lion King movie?" Okay, well, I paraphrased that, but that's what she meant. They find a home in the tar pits, and we see like the behind the scenes, be prepared scene from the original Lion King where Scar is rallying the hyenas. And like, okay, I appreciate what they're trying to do, but they're essentially telling a story no one cares about. So all they can do is run it parallel with the original beloved Lion King timeline and hope all these clever little interceptions will make the super fans of the Lion King franchise happy and distract them from what's really going on here. Nothing. Pumbaa and Timon go over the waterfall and we break the 4th wall again and we're back to the movie theater Silhouette, and Pumbaa pauses the movie and goes and gets popcorn, which is actually a bag of grubs. While he's gone, Silhouette Timon picks his nose. I guess that's funny. They keep looking for a home. Timon suddenly tells Pumbaa he should just go home, and Pumbaa tells him, "I don't have a home." And they both realize they are alone together. I guess they decide to be independent together, like Rudolph and Hermie. Okay, now I imagine the Disney writing room. There's like 50 writers sitting at 50 computers, but this is like the B writing room where they write all the straight-to-home video scripts. Okay, the boss is walking around, checking out everyone's progress, and he's like, "Samantha, love what you're doing with Lady and the Tramp 4, Lady and the Tramp stamp. Jeffrey, how has the world gone on this long without a 90-minute movie about the feather duster for Beauty and the Beast? Stephanie, loving the 3rd act of Pinocchio at Mardi Gras. Carl, Pocahontas in space is gonna break all VHS sales." Then he gets to Tom Rogers' desk and Tom is just staring at a blank screen and the boss is like, "Tom Rogers, what's eating you, boy?" Not happy with my work, I guess." "What?" "I just don't like writing sequels." "Oh, well, if that's all." "What? You don't like to write sequels?" "No." Then all the other kiss-ass sequel writers are all like, "Tom Rogers doesn't like to write sequels. Tom Rogers doesn't like to write sequels. Tom Rogers doesn't like to write sequels. Shame on you." "Mind telling me what you do like to do?" "Well, sir, someday I'd like to write original movies." "Original movies?" "Well, it's 2003, Home on the Range and Chicken Little are both coming up, and I thought maybe..." "Now listen, Tom, you're a sequel writer, and sequel writers write sequels. So finish Lion King 1.5 and start working on Lion King 12, the dodecahedron of life." And scene. Okay. Pumbaa and Timon find the jungle and sing Hakuna Matata. We cut back to Rafiki and he's telling another meerkat how he told Timon a metaphor, and the meerkat freaks out because Timon, quote, "can only take things literally, so he has mild autism." That's not a joke. The inability to understand sarcasm or metaphors is a common trait of autistic people, so that's really cool. Disney should have ran with that and bragged about being the first to bring this to light in 2004, but they don't. So we flash forward and little Simba is now living with them. We watch them sleep and we see that iconic shot where they walk over the log, but then they do it over and over and over, and at one point Timon says he feels like they're gonna grow old walking over this log, referencing the aging montage in the first one, and yeah, okay, that's pretty funny. Well, that one gets a pass. We get more filler as Simba and Timon square off in a snail eating contest, and this is actually pretty nauseating. The 3 of them are in a bubbling hot tub, but the bubbles stop when Pumbaa leaves. Again, gross. Okay, everything is perfect and no one wants anything to change. Hard cut to Nala busting in, and now we have the retelling of Can You Feel the Love Tonight montage from Lion King, where every romantic thing that happened in the first movie was actually an accident caused by Timon and Pumbaa's failed attempts to ruin the mood. So much retelling. We see the epic part where Mufasa appears in the clouds, but this time from Pumbaa and Timon's perspective, and they just leave because the clouds look like a storm's coming. Again, they're unnecessarily wiping their feet on one of the most sacred moments in movie history. Okay, there's a long, drawn-out part where they come to the conclusion that friends stick together until the end. Wonderful. We jump to the actual part of The Lion King's third act where Pumbaa and Timon distract and fight the hyenas. We watch the final exchange between Scar and Simba as Scar dangles from Pride Rock. Timon from the distance says something about, "Oh, look at uncle and nephew, talking it out like it should be." Pumbaa meets Timon's family, and the meerkat still sounds like Marge Simpson. They antagonize the hyenas, and one says, "For your last meal, you're gonna eat those words." Bam, that's good. The meerkats collapse their tunnel, which I guess is a callback to the beginning of the movie, but the hyenas don't sink through the ground like they expected. There's some suspense, and then it all collapses in the end, and the hyenas do fall through. Epic climactic music starts, and it makes me think I was supposed to be invested in that last part. Credit where it's due, the animation of that last fight scene was pretty incredible. The rain comes down and we get the song This Land from the original movie. You might not know the name, but you know the song. Goosebumps, legit goosebumps. That has got to be one of Disney's top 3 songs ever made. Where does music and emotion make sweet love, you ask? In the song This Land. Timon tells his mom, "Let's go home," but then twist, he takes her to his home in the jungle. Now, if I had $1 for every great movie that ended with the main character happily living with his mom, I don't even know how to end that. I'm burnt out. We get a final montage of Timon and Pumba living happily in the jungle. Timon says, "Pumba, that's the thing about endings. They come at the end." And that right there is my tombstone quote. The movie is over and it's back to silhouettes in front of the movie screen, and every single Disney character possible arrives in silhouette form. Snow White and Mickey and Donald. And then we end with a fade to black and a final Pumba fart joke. Roll credits. Written by my buddy Tom Rogers. Glad I got that right. Julie Kavner indeed took a break from Simpsons, 74th season back in 2004 to voice the meerkat mom. Whoopi Goldberg was in here. I don't remember that. We end with a remix of Hakuna Matata. I don't like that. Then there's a rap. It's like a kid's movie girl rap song about being in the grass. I've had enough. Pull the plug on this movie. Wait, the chorus of the song is, "Can you dig it? He can dig it. You can dig it. She can dig it. They can dig it. We can dig it. Can you dig it?" At this point, we're just corpse slapping, and it's over. Mercifully, it's over. I'm left sitting in the dark, remembering 5th grade Curtis, who got in trouble for proclaiming, quote, "Fractions blow." And you know what, Miss Lang? Fractions do indeed blow. Just pop in Lion King 1.5.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.